Howdy doody. It's a glorious sunny day here down in southeast Idaho. I'm in Aberdeen of all places. I always get a wee kick out of that. I think I'm nearly home, but I'm no. So what's going on? I appreciate all the comments in the last video about the W900 Kenworth that went in fire. If you know where it burned up in Iowa, and we got it back off the insurance for the princely sum of $8 grand. So we've taken 2 seatbelts out of it, and that saved us $800. 2 seatbelts in a truck is freaking $800 plus fitting them. So we fitted them ourselves and took them out of the Kenworth. So between Justin and Houston, those 2 kids, man, I'll tell you what, they've got dogs, and they chewed up the seatbelts in the truck, one of the trucks. So that saved us $800. And you know, they're good guys, good drivers. Their combined age doesn't even add up to mine. So, but yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, you know, good young guys, work hard. I like them, they're good people. So I'm down here picking up a load. We're gonna have to do a relay shuttle with this because of this truck that's sat down in Topeka, Kansas. Paccars, I tell you what, I think I would rather be a lollipop man crossing guard than drive a cat and buy any Paccars anymore. I'm just systematically going to get rid of them. I'm driving this Volvo down here. It's the oldest of the newer trucks that we've got, as in the new style, you know, without the old conventional things. And it runs better than the rest of them. There's never, I put injectors in it. That's the weak point in these Volvos, is the injectors. But this is a good truck. It drives great. Just got new injectors in it, so it should be good for a while, hopefully. Everything's got a hopefully at the end of it. So I'll be taking this tomorrow sometime. Justin's heading out to Kansas City with a load that he unloads tomorrow. We've still got the load out there on Justin and Houston's truck in Topeka. So as soon as we got a load out there, as soon as he unloads that, he'll go to Topeka, 60 miles, pick up that trailer, give that truck and trailer to Houston, and then we'll get a car rented tomorrow. He'll run back with that, and I'll take my daughter and we'll go for a jaunt out into Wyoming somewhere and meet Justin and bring the car back and drop it off on Monday in Idaho Falls. That's what we're going to do. And then that leaves us with that truck. They're talking about putting a new engine in it, and that makes it a whole different opportunity for me. It's just been, they're just soft. That 2015, 16, 17, the steel was soft, and what happens is you get your block and your head gasket and your head, and then your liners are held in position by your head bolted down on there. Well, what happens is the vibration causes these things, these liners, to vibrate, and they gradually sink, and then you get compression in your cooling system and blowing all your crap everywhere. So it's such a bad problem that the Idaho Falls Peterbilt dealership have got engines on the shelf for Doug Andrews Trucking. They're the biggest ones in our neck of the woods over here, and rather than do a rebuild, they just don't rebuild them because they can't warranty them. So the dealers cannot warranty these Paccar engines. It's a better proposition for them, safer proposition for them, just to put a long block motor in it. So that's what they do. They don't mess about with rebuilding them, and they do 4 a month. That's what they do. They don't even hit 500,000 miles at Andrews, and we're pushing ours. I think that they've already rebuilt the green one. The purple one's already had a new head on it, and they should have checked the liner protrusion to see how far it's sticking up, so that there's enough squish on it to hold it in place. But I'm betting money on it that they've slapped a new head on it the last time without checking how far the liners are protruding out the block. So that's what happens with the Paccars in this part of the planet. They're junk, just absolute junk. So that's what we've got. They're talking about putting us into another truck, which I really want to do. But if they're putting a new engine in that, you know, I definitely don't want another Paccar. And I'm never keen on the Freightliners. They say that everybody says they're great, but I've still got the memories of the 1990s freight shakers, you know. If Cassius King's watching this, he'll come on and say, oh, the Freightliners are the greatest thing since, you know, peanut butter and jam, but I don't really like them, you know, but they are what they are, and they seem to be efficient, good little trucks. So that's what's going on with these things. My yellow one, we're definitely going to put the cat engine into that. That's the only way for me to go, I think, with this setup, is to stick the cat into that. It's not a straightforward plug and play type thing. Obviously, you got to keep the same radiator, the Peterbilt radiator. It's and then you've got the motor mounts are the same, so it should plug. It should plug, but you can't play right away. You've got to change your air intake, you've got to change your wiring harness and how the dash talks to the ECM. Your water lines will be different. You know, there's a few little adaptations that need to take place, but there's enough stuff on that blue truck that it's not just a matter of buying an engine and sticking it in. We've got a lot of software around about it, or hardware, whatever you want to call it, ancillaries. I'm making that for a word. But my pal Paul from Stoke, he buses same time as me, he's still doing it. Him and his son Craig, whenever we had a project like this, yeah, it requires a certain level of intelligence and ability, and those guys had that in freaking by the barrel load. I had a double-decker bus that had a Scania transmission in it that was dreadful. Other than the transmission, it was a good double-decker bus, and we ended up buying a scrap one with a Voith transmission, control panel, ECM, wiring harness, and those guys stripped all that out and put it all back, and you know, made the adaptions and put it all in place. And that's kind of a similar thing, you know, that we need to do with this yellow truck. So if you've got nothing else to do, Paul, you could come out and do that for me. That would be handy. Jeff's swamped with stuff, so we're gradually getting up the line. I started stripping bits off it myself, so that when it gets down to it, it's just a matter of bringing the two of them into the shop, pull the Cummins out, the yellow truck, and then the cat out. And while it's out, we're going to stick it on the engine stand. He's got this engine stand that twirls them upside down, so we'll just pull all that and check the bearings on it and all that, and just get it so that when we plug it in there, it'll be good. It will be good. It'll have an 18-speed with a cat engine in it that's got 800 horses in it, and I wanted to put new carpet, new seats, and it's got to have a set of straight pipes with a cat in it. Everybody says 8-inch, 8-inch. I think I'll be more conservative. I like 7 with a little 45-degree mitered top on the stacks, you know. So that would be a good truck. That's what's going on. Then I'll have the engine to rebuild that and stick that into my little white International, because it's a bit tired. So that's what's going on with the old trucks at the minute. It's always the same with these places, these sheds. I've got 5 pallets to pick up, and hurry up and wait, you know. We've only got 7, 8 gates here, 8 doors, and 5 pallets and another 5 trucks waiting to get into doors. It's always a blooming same. But that's what's going on. The rates are good. I'll make a couple of videos here about how to get into trucking. If anybody's interested in doing it, there's ways to do it that you can succeed. You know, and if somebody wants to have a big trucking company, you don't want to go jump straight in and do that. There's ways to do it that you can, you know, find your starting point and go for there, you know. Everybody can do it if they've got the guts to do it, you know. Sometimes I've wondered whether I should just stick to one truck, but now I'm not getting to drive as much because my personal situation's changed, and I'm taking care of my daughter 100% of the time, and so I'm kind of glad I've got a few trucks that can help me spend time doing that. So, but that's what's going on here. I'll spin this round and let you see what it's like out the windy. So I never got a chance to spin the camera around really very much, and a guy came up and said, hey, door number 1, get in there. So I'm in here in the spud shed. 5 pallets to go in. So they throw these on the floor here. I throw them on the floor. And then somebody comes up, sticks a pallet of spuds on it, scoops up the pallet. Because a lot of them are on these just slip sheets, like those ones sitting on the floor over there. Just on these kind of plastic sheets, and they just scoop them up and then set them in a pallet for us. So that's it. Hopefully we're out of here pretty quick. We're running out of time. So see how we go.